Meanwhile, governors across the United States, including Governor Snyder, are responding to heightened concerns by stopping efforts to allow Syrian refugees into their states.
We have team coverage on this tonight, and it starts with Leon Hendricks, who talked with a local group that works with Syrian refugees. Leon?
And Brian and Susan, good evening. The governor has said that his decision was about the safety of the people who live in our state. But at least one Syrian refugee says he's got concerns that this might actually make matters worse. It is an initiative that folks at Bethany Christian Services have been taking part in. Their plan is to bring some 350 refugees from Syria before this time next year. The decision for the United States to help in placing refugees has been controversial, out of concern that some who come over may be Islamic extremists. Friday, that concern grew tremendously. There are reports that at least one of the armed men in the Paris attacks came to France under the guise of being a refugee. The tragedy prompted Governor Rick Snyder to halt refugees from coming to Michigan, though those already in transit are being allowed to come in. The governor says his goal is safety. Bethany Christian Services said in a statement that they hope the move is temporary.
The statement was actually saying we were going to suspend things until we had a chance to talk to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. It raises questions about how those attacks took place, again, in other parts of the world, but shouldn't we be looking at how they took place once we gather information to say, do any practices need to be revised or changed to take into account new information?
It's new information that's coming in fast as the monster investigation into what happened moves forward. Investigators have identified several suspects and are now tracing who they are, how they got to France, and how they carried out the attacks in Paris. We spoke with a Syrian refugee yesterday who said the governor's call was a bad one. He says more people forced to stay in Syria leave some no choice but to join ISIS.
Like, ISIS would give you money if you fight with them. That's one of the reasons, like, you go back and, you want to protect your family, so you just be one of them. But if I am here around in the United States, I would just go working with a company and, make a better life for my family.
The governor contends it's about being careful.
Most people are not terrorists, and we need to be thoughtful about helping people around the world. This is just to be prudent to make sure that some terrorist element is not entering our country.
Now, at this point, it's not clear how long the governor's hold request might last, but Brian and Sue, the governor joins a list of several other state governors who've made this same request in the wake of those attacks in Paris. Back to you.